Alright, so I'm out here on a Friday afternoon getting ready to put in my drip system in my two big flower beds near my house. And it's important not to be a dumbass when you're doing this stuff. And I was a dumbass and I didn't understand what I was doing on something specific, so I'll show you. And so now I'm doing, I don't know, in engineering we call it technical debt. It's just basically you did something, and because you were, said dumbass, you have to redo it, which is what I'm about to do. So nobody's ever done that before. I'm the only one. So I am about to put the poly in. Well, I already put some poly in. I just did it wrong. In these two beds here, which I left for this year. I also have to do this bed down here, but not doing that right now. I'll do that maybe later in the summer. But what I did was I connected 1-inch poly, and my misunderstanding was, so I've actually already got it connected. And my misunderstanding was that you cannot use the 1-inch poly for drip. You need to use this 1.5 inch drip line because it's softer. So what happened was I was trying to put these little, I got one in my pocket, I think. I was trying to put the little plug in that connects the 1/4 inch drip line. It's this little guy in here. I don't know how focused that is, but anyway, you got to put that into your main, and then you run little 1/4 inch line down to like the tree there with a little bubbler on it. That's all it is. And I wasn't able to do it, and it turns out that that's because it's really, really, really hard, that poly. So that's why we use this stuff, because then you can take a little yellow hole punch, pop it in there, and that guy goes right in. And I've done that before with this stuff. I just misunderstood him when he said you run 1-inch lines. So I bought these connectors. It's just a 1-inch to 1/2 step down, and I'll be putting those guys in. I'll be pulling out this stuff that I put in already and replacing it with the 1/4, and then I'll be running that side. Thankfully I didn't do that side yet, but that's why I started trying to put the drip in, just to see what kind of problems I had. And it turns out, yep, had problems. So I'm gonna get to that, and I'll show you when it's in some sort of progression. Alright, so I got my 1/2 inch line in now. I already put one little drip zone in, and I figured, I tested it, it works, everything works. I figured it would, but you can see I got that guy going all the way down. It's connected to my 1-inch main. It's stepped up or stepped down depending on whether you're an optimist or pessimist. And now I'm just going to put a couple little bubblers right here. I dug a little 6-inch trench here, and what you need, what I'm using are these guys right here. They come with this little thing right on this side, and you just break that off. I don't know how clear that is. There you go. You break this guy off, and what you do, you use one of these little yellow tools. I don't know what they're called, but it's a punch. I don't know. It just punches into the drip, and then you plug that guy in. And then once I do that, I'll show you the next step. It's really pretty basic stuff. This is way easier than putting in the the big system. This stuff you can do by hand. My hands don't hurt. I'm not all cut up. You don't even need a drill or any of that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so all you do is take your little hole punch, put it here. You're going to pinch this to give it a little, this is really bendable, so it'll kink easy. So you want to give it a little pinch like this hand, putting pressure on it that way, and you literally just punch a hole in it. It's not that easy, but yeah, there we go. Sewn through, you can see I went in. You just don't want to go through the other side, and then you're out, and you take your little guy. It's got my spit in it because it was in my mouth. You take that off, and you just shove it in there, and it kind of snaps in. It's not the easiest thing, but it does go in. It does go in. Come on, don't fight me. There, it's going. Nope, lost it. Let's try it one more time. It's painful. It's not going in. The other one went in like nothing, of course, because I'm taping. This one is not going to go in. Alright, I'm going to try a different connector because I have one that's easier to grab, and I'm going to bet this one goes in easier. Yep. Alright, so I just used a different type of connector because it's easier to get in. Same basic thing. And now that's actually good to seal, it won't leak. And then all you do is you take your little 1/4 inch poly and you connect it like that. And then on the other end, I'll cut the poly when I measure it. And let me see if I can get that in there. Just want it to be nice and tight. I'll measure the poly out, and then I'll take my little bubbler, and all you do is cut a little piece and jab that in there, put it up above, screw it, and run your water, and boom, you got a drip system. And that's it. All right, so I got my drip line tapped right there. It's running down there, and then I've got a T here, and then you run it over to a bubbler there, and then another T over here, so I could put one here, and then I put another one next to that little guy. That might be overkill, that guy. If it is, I can always come back up here, cut that out, and just plug it in directly, and then I would have two. But for the moment, that's pretty good, and I'm going to go turn it on, and we'll see how it works, and see all the water these plants are going to get. And they're going to be happy little trees and plants. All right, real quick, you can see we got water coming out over here, water coming out over here, and water coming out over there. Everything works as intended, and I can screw those down a little bit to get a little less water. I'm going to guess this is going to be too much, and I'll only need 2 bubblers here, but for the moment I'm just going to do 3. And then you can look here, there's no water, so your tap's nice and dry. So everything worked as it should. So now I'm going to go put the rest of these guys in. I'm going to bury these. I'm not going to bury them like this. I'm going to reset them. I have to pull some of the dirt down and set them. I don't want those drip lines above. I want everything buried. So, and then I'll put the bubblers in last. I'll stake them so they're in a good spot. So yeah, success. So I was out here trying to finish up the drip system. I got it all covered. I actually ripped out that dead tree, and we got hit with just this wonderful windstorm right now, and I'm done for the day. It's already like 6 o'clock anyway, but yeah, welcome to Utah. It was 80 degrees 2 hours ago, sun blazing, and now we got a giant windstorm, which we don't like because we got that tree line or something. Yeah, to Utah. Alright, so I got this whole section finished, and now I have this line buried that comes, it's going to be on the same zone. It comes along here because I have this little bunker. That's what that is. That's a ventilation for the bunker. And I come out over here, and between my neighbor's yard and my yard, we're planting some lilac. As it grows, it'll give us some, it'll take a little bit of time, but it'll give us some nice cover. It'll get kind of big, and it'll provide a nice little barrier between yards so it's not so open. We're going to have it going up there. I trenched it all out, so I've got this 1-inch line coming out of there. I got this guy, so I can just step it down to the drip line you see there, and then I'll run some little bubblers to these guys, and that'll be done. So I'll show you some of that when I'm done. This is a cool little simple way to do it. In any case, I'm going to get going on that. Alright, so I got all my heads buried. I got one right here. I got one on this plant. Got one in here between this tree. I got another one on that lilac right down here, and then here, and then there's one at each of the next 3, and we're going to plant some more. So I'm going to leave part of the line open where these little flags are. We're going to put some more. She's still got to get them though, so we don't have them. So that'll be a lilac, and then on this hillside we'll have another, it looks like 5, I guess. That's her grand plan. So I'm going to go set the timer and test this right now, make sure my drip system works. Then I'm going to bury everything I can, if it works. We'll see. All right, so we got success. We got water coming out here, water coming out here, so all the way up. And I actually pulled the top off one of them, so I got to go change that out because it shot up in the air. Because you twist them to get more water. I twisted it a little too much and it came off. So, but we got success, so I can bury most of this stuff except where we're going to bury, where we're going to put a few more plants in, and then I'll run those drips. But yeah, it's kind of one more check mark on the irrigation system. I got the back of the house and one more area to do, and I'll be done with the whole thing for the moment. Because I'll probably never be done because this is my nightmare. But yeah, good stuff today. Boom. Alright, so I'm out here now getting ready to finish up my last, well, second to last drip zone. So I've got this whole section of my yard, so I'm all this down here. these beds. I'm just putting drip in for all these trees and some of these shrubs. So I'm finishing, I trenched this a little while ago, so now I just hammered in one of the connectors here. I got to do that one. Whoops, that one. There's one on the other side of the little beat up old waterfall here. And I'm going to connect all the poly and then run the drip lines, and then this one will be done. And then the last thing that I'll have to do for my irrigation system is going to be behind the house there, which I don't think I'm actually going to run this year. It seems to do really well with just a bare bones minimum water. We don't even really water it much, and all those seem to do okay, and they get a lot of shade. So next year I'll probably run that one and plant some stuff that has color, but for this year I think I'm just going to pass on it. I have all the stuff I need to do it, but I got other projects I want to work on, and frankly I want to do some outdoors stuff too, do some hiking, some camping, maybe some fishing. So I don't want to be in my yard working all the time. So anyway, I'm going to get this side done, test it, and show you that, and then that'll probably be the end of Irrigation Wars Year 2. Much easier than Year 1. I'm sitting here, I just got this one end of this system connected, and I'm sitting by this bush, and I got all these, I don't know what this thing is. It was here when we moved in, and it blooms pretty nice, but I got bees just pollinating the hell out of stuff. But they're not touching it. They're not over in the garden doing that right now. They're all around this bush. They're not in the garden, you know, making sure we get plenty of yummy vegetables and stuff. They're over here. Go over to the garden. It's over there. There's more variety. But they do love this bush, so I don't know if you can see them, but they're humming all over. They're not very aggressive. The wasps are very aggressive, but the bees are not. So anyway, yeah, something just kind of cool while I'm sitting here. I'm talking to the bees. Next year we're talking about getting a hive next year, but for this year I guess this is just what we got. All right, so I got everything in. I got all my lines running. This whole section along here, all these evergreens have water, and I'm testing it, and everything's working beautifully, which I figured it would after all the work I've done in figuring stuff out. So there's your drip. I got one down here on a rose bush. So that guy going down there, and I'm just going around adjusting the heads right now. So this one's done, and the last thing I'm gonna have to do for this year is finish the lilacs my wife is currently planting. I'm just gonna run a drip to them. I don't have enough heads to finish them today, so I'll be doing that another day. But yeah, success. I can bury all this stuff and hopefully end the irrigation wars for this year. Awesome. All right, so end of the day, and I got everything buried. It took quite a bit more effort than I expected. I had so many weeds grow into the dirt I had dug up that I had to do quite a bit of weeding with the rake and pulling stuff out. We had some casualties while I was burying stuff, like these poor little flowers. Those poor little guys. And then I just got it all buried all the way down, and it's a mess. And then this year was just about getting the drip in, and then we're going to probably start trying to rehab it at the end of the year. I'm not sure. We're doing some research on that. We got to get all this crabgrass, all this stuff, and get that all out of there, and still manage to save the trees. So in any case, or the evergreens. In any case, yeah, I think the drip system is done for the moment. Well, technically it's not. There's one more thing. Let me show you. Alright, so the other day when I was doing this, the princess finally got those other shoots for the lilac dug up and planted. So there's one there, needs a drip. This one's still got to be, she said she's got one left, and that's the one. She wants to wait till we're, she's going to put a fence across this way. So she wants to wait and see. But then those four are planted, and I just got to run drip to them. But I'm out of bubblers. I broke several because I'm a big clumsy oaf. So yeah, so I'll run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. I'll bury those, and then that'll be it for this. And then we'll be covering it with probably some carpet, or we have some old carpet from our basement we're going to throw down, and then we're going to cover that with some of the giant mountain of mulch we have. So hopefully that'll be looking good in the near future. Alright, so I got the last of the bubblers in for now. I've got this guy in. I went and bought some new bubblers this week. And that's a new one right here. It was hand watered earlier. And then the only thing we're going to have left is this little spot here, because we're going to be putting a fence up around the garden to keep the chickens out. So we're going to leave that one for now, which is, you know, the way it is. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't know if they're going to make it. It might be a little too late in the year to have transplanted them. If they don't make it, we'll just do it again next year. We'll pull them out and put new stuff in. But I'm going to go turn the system on real quick, make sure the heads are all set well, and until this guy's done, we'll be mostly finished. It's, what is it? It's about 7:30 on a Friday night. I'm finishing this up. Got a late start today because vodka. We had the day off. It's a federal holiday, so slept in and had a couple cocktails last night. So, yeah. So we're still out here. Anyway, I'm going to go test that. Boom. All right, and we got success. This guy's going good. They're all going. I'm really just looking at the new ones I put in today, but that's basically these guys down here. So 1, 2, 3, and down there 4. So all I'll have to do is poke one in here whenever this thing gets put in, and we'll be done. And then next year, just getting that guy done behind the house. So a lot of work, but you know, it was fun. It was worth it. It's fun that it's done, is I think what I meant. All right, anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. So this is a chicken update. This is Swann. She's separated because she has a little bit, she's getting over a little yeast infection. This is Chicken Jimmy the rooster. That's Caramel under there, right down here. And behind there's Coco. That's Butterscotch to the right. There you go. That's Butterscotch. And yeah, Chicken Jimmy. We're missing Pepper is white. She's way in the back over there. And that's our chickens. Chicken Jimmy. What are you doing, Chicken Jimmy?